I appreciate you acknowledging that, and I said it that way very deliberately for a few reasons. First is, as a healthcare provider, you are consistently and continuously learning. There is always something new to learn. There are new treatments, new drugs, new therapies all the time, and the stuff that we learn in school or in training programs like residencies, fellowships, etc., that is important foundational information, but that does not carry you through a career. We are always constantly learning. It's just that we aren't always doing so in public. And so the public doesn't usually see or necessarily think about or acknowledge that continuous learning process that we are always on. The second reason is kind of like a subset of that. Now, at the outset of this series, I acknowledged very vulnerably and transparently that most of the times when I hear people talking about peptides, unregulated peptides, compounded peptides, I immediately roll my eyes. That is like my gut reaction. And I transparently acknowledge that because I wanted to be honest about the fact that as healthcare providers, we do sometimes have preconceived notions with reason. There's a place that comes from, but that we have to actively turn off that radar so that we can do our best to serve our patients and the people that we got into healthcare to assist at the optimal level. I cannot have a snap judgment like that and just let that ride. I think that being a mature and a responsible and a professional healthcare provider means being able to overcome some of that emotional response, even if it does come from a legitimate place, and be able to take yourself to a logical place of learning and respect and understanding. To be honest, I know a lot of my colleagues also have that same snap reaction and don't necessarily see the need to educate themselves more about the evolving peptide market. And frankly, I think that's a disservice to patients because we need to be able to meet y'all where y'all are when y'all come to us. And we can't do that to a high standard if we ourselves don't have the information and the education that we need to. So I'm basically hoping to model for my fellow colleagues the process of learning in public, the process of putting aside an emotional response and put aside our uh, preferences in order to best serve the populations that we have committed to serve.